What's going on, everybody? Oh boy, camera's a little wonky. Gotta fix that real quick. I don't have any lights on. Man, I'm slacking here. What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? God, my throat. What's in there? Something's in there. So I figured, since I was able to, that I would hop over here and try out the old YouTubes for the final stretch of the podcast edit. So thank you to everybody who has subbed to the channel. Remember, YouTube subs are free. Yeah, we got about a half hour left on this edit, and then yeah, we're good, and we'll be set to release it tomorrow. So very excited. Right. All right, we're at an hour and 20 minutes. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a wonderful Thursday. If you're wondering who the hell I am, well, my name is Brett, and I am the host of this podcast, all the shows we do on here. Two people who have subbed and have been listening to the show, thank you very much. It has been a lot of fun doing all this. Who you is? I don't know. Who's you be, sir? What's going on, Barely? It's weird to see your actual name in the chat. Getting all that work done, sir. I'm incognito right now on the government channel. Well, thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate you. We're just finishing up our podcast edit. I'm done with that for time being. Have to have wifey here to help me organize and further prune down. Just chilling for now. Very nice. Always nice to be able to just relax. Oh my God, I can't tell if my glasses are dirty. Oh my God, these are so gross. They're so gross. Great thing about this episode is that not a lot of editing I've had to do. It's mostly just listening and seeing if I hear any super long pauses and just getting rid of those. Nothing too crazy, since this is a topic podcast this week. It's not a specific movie that we're talking about. It's good that as you go on making podcasts, you get better at filling time. Yeah. I think, golly, there is literally just something in my throat right now, and it's really getting on my nerves. Yeah. I mean, we still have those moments where, you know, there'll be huge 10-second pauses as we're either blanking on something we're trying to say or whatever. But yeah, these topic episodes, you know, this being our very first one, it felt so different. It also felt more freeing, you know, as long as we had information to keep kind of keep putting out there. Even though, of course, we have a blast doing the movies as well. Like next week's episode, we're going to be back to doing films. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm excited for people to listen to this episode. It's just, you know, 3 people sitting down and just kind of having a conversation instead of it being too kind of bullet pointed. So tonight we'll be watching The Fly and recording next week's episode tomorrow, which is always nice because it gives me some time to go through and give me some extra days to edit. So we're already in the notebook for our notes on The Fly. It's gonna be a good time because I have never seen the 1986 Fly. So it's going to be very interesting. Who is excited? Who saw the anybody see the new Spider-Man trailer? I feel like the whole world did, except for most likely people who don't give a shit about superhero movies, which is understandable. But boy, it's wild. It doesn't matter for me. I'm a sucker for, you know, I love watching movies. I love just, you know, I will watch some really bad movies. I will watch anything. And superhero movies, it's kind of a guilty pleasure. Are there too many? Yes. Do I care? No. When Spider-Man's on the screen, I just want it all. This is where you got to pay attention. These wonderful. All right, you see all that? And we can just boop and boop and boop. Nothing too fancy with these edits. It's a podcast. I don't really do any effects or anything. You know, it's just us talking. I just like to eliminate any long pauses, because if you're a listener, just imagine being a podcast listener when you're hanging out, and for one, you think something's wrong. You think, oh, did it stop playing? No, or you just kind of lose interest. That can happen. So I try to avoid those things, even though there are times, if you listen to our original, how many episodes are we on? This will be our 29th episode tomorrow. Our first, god damn. We have recorded, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that we've, so 18, our first 18 episodes were all unedited. So there were a lot of times where pauses were a thing. Long pauses. Very exciting. Next couple of weeks, Saturday, me and my son will be going to see Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I'm so excited about, because all of my favorite podcasts that are right now have been releasing episodes this week on Ghostbusters Afterlife because they got to see it early, and I'm super jealous. But hopefully at some, hopefully down the road, we can get some awesome access to be able to do stuff like that. But I'm excited to go see that on Saturday. So, and hopefully we can get a review up on that early next week. And next week is Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, which, if you've been listening to the show throughout the time we've been around, we went through all 6 of the Paul W.S. Anderson Resident Evils, or the Mila Jovovich Resident Evils. So I gotta see it, and we gotta add it to that review. So that'll be another one I gotta work out. It's gonna be a busy next couple weeks. So we might be there might be 3 episodes, or 3. Sorry, excuse me. Carbonation really hits me. there might be 3 videos up next week. So I'm hoping we're going to have our normal Dexter review for Dexter New Blood on Tuesday. I'm hoping at some point we can get Ghostbusters Afterlife review up at some point. I don't know exactly what day we'll do that. And then, of course, our regular podcast episode, which next week will be The Fly. Busy week. And then the week after that, we'll probably be doing our review on Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, if I can get everything squared away with that, with the people that I want on the show. Let me know if the music is too loud or if it's just right. Trying to multitask here. Oh, God. Oh. Sorry, doing two things at once, so my brain is trying not to fuck that up. Alright, we're gonna try something else here. All right. Woo! Look at that. We're almost done already. It's going to be a short stream of me not talking, and I apologize for that. What have we been watching lately, everybody? What movies, TV shows, any type of entertainment? What have we been doing? Video games. I don't give a shit. Tell me what's been going on in your lives when it comes to entertainment. What films, TV shows, games are coming out that you are very excited about watching or playing? For me, it's definitely Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is my number one, and then of course Spider-Man next month. Am I excited to go see Resident Evil? Not really, but fuck it. I don't know. This isn't the most exciting first stream on YouTube. I don't know why my brain is blanking right now on things to say. Always got to make sure to save. I can't believe I just went through that whole thing without even saving once. That would have been bad. You get to the very end and then the program just goes, time to crash. All right. Probably the easiest fucking thing the easiest podcast I've had to do. Great. Actually, we did this one. We did erase. What does that do? I'll do that one instead. I like that one better. All right. Well, we're done. So what we're going to do is you guys can see the process of how I get all these things. Well, I mean, it's not hard. So now that the video is edited, very minorly edited. This is probably the least amount of edits I've had to do on a podcast episode. Just the sheer fact that it was just a conversation piece and not a lot of breaks and not a lot of super long pauses, which was great. Made it easier for me. I could just sit back and just listen. And then if I kind of, heard anything crazy, I mean, you guys can yell at me in the comments when you watch or listen to the podcast. Give me notes, say, hey, at this point, what the hell, man? There was like a 20-second pause. I'd be like, I quit. No, but yeah. This was an easy one. Pretty much after all this is done, I just go up here to export. And I label it whatever. So I usually label it whatever the video, whatever the podcast is about. And then export. And then I wait for it to export. Now, because I'm streaming, the export might take a bit. Because it's going to be taking some processing power. Or usually when I do this, I'm not streaming, so that's what we'll do. We sit back, we chill out, and wait for that to start doing its thing. Now, what I'm going to do is I export the video form, and then what I do is I put it into Audacity, which is it pulls the audio file right out of it, and that's the file I would submit to Podbean, which is the podcast distribution service that I use. And then what I'll do is I'll go back into Wondershare and I'll put the exported video form back in, and then I take the audio form, put that in, and then it gives because Audacity really makes the audio feel sound better. And when you're watching, sometimes when you're watching the YouTube, like if I do an export, sometimes the audio is a little weird. So it gives me better clarity on the audio on the video form of so when you watch, if you were to watch it on YouTube, it's not going to sound, muffled or kind of shitty. Which I didn't do until only a few episodes ago, because I would always go back and I'm like, man, the audio it doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound like terrible, but it just didn't sound right to me. So that's what I was doing. So yeah, so again, thank you to everybody who has supported the channel, who's dropped follow, who has subbed to the YouTube, who has, followed us on whatever podcast service you listen on. It's been so much fun to do this. This was something I had been wanting to do for a very long time, and to finally do it and do it consistently as I have has been a lot of fun. And I can't thank the supporters enough, but also thank you, to the people who have been on the show, especially DNA Gaming, who I have become permanent fixtures in the Dissect That Film family. They are on every show now, and it's been awesome of them to, take time out of their lives to sit down and talk movies with me. It's always a blast. And, I can't wait to, be able to repay them more in the future for everything they've done for me. And then, of course, all the guests that we've had on in the past on some of our episodes, like I said, people don't have to do this. They can say no. And these people are very passionate about the movies that we're talking about, or, we just want to talk about how bad these movies are. But it's always awesome to be able to ask somebody if they want to be on the show and they say yes. It really puts a lot of, it swells my heart up, to think that people, want to be on the show. And I'm proud of myself for being consistent, because that's something that I feel a lot of content creators have a hard time with is the consistency. And it's really heartbreaking to see people who put in a lot of work into something and then kind of, they go through their, a lot of people going through mental health issues or having mental health issues and going through some stuff and having to step back from doing stuff that they really enjoy. And, I've been down that road many times. But I feel this show has really put a whole new perspective for me on content creation. I've ventured into places I've never, I've ventured into different arenas that I really have never done in the 2 years that I was streaming on Twitch, doing gaming and stuff like that. I wasn't making videos. I wasn't editing. I wasn't doing the things that it kind of puts yourself out there. I would literally just, I'd play a game or I'd sit here and I'd talk, and that's all I do. I wouldn't really do much other than that. Sometimes I make some TikToks on gameplays or whatever, but I really never put myself out there, and I really never put the extra effort in. And also, mental health gets in the way, puts you in a different mindset. And, then I kind of fell off, and I decided streaming just wasn't for me anymore. And the thing was, I even started this show while I was still streaming consistently. And in that time, I just said, I think streaming just needs to be put on the back burner, and I need to just focus on the thing that I'm most passionate about. And to me, what I'm most passionate about is talking movies, talking TV, talking about stuff that, might sound useless to a lot of people, but it's just something that I grew up enjoying a lot. I grew up with somebody who loved movies as much as me. She bought the new releases every week, and I saw a lot of films at an age where maybe I shouldn't have been, but it also made me appreciate them and helped me understand that they're movies. They're not real life. It's, people playing pretend, and it's, and also getting to appreciate the behind the scenes aspect of filmmaking. And it was always something that I really wanted to do. I kind of wanted to venture into filmmaking at some point in my life, but I feel like as a kid, I wanted to be a lot of things. I still have that slight itch, but I guess, talking about it on a podcast will do for now. But I remember, being 5 years old and sitting down in front of my TV or sitting down in front of my grandma's TV and watching Jaws for the first time. And it was, a lot of people were like, "Oh man, Jaws is terrifying," and I never wanted to go back into the water. Jaws to me opened my eyes to something greater than myself. Sharks are beautiful creatures and need to be protected, and Jaws really to me didn't scare me, but I love every aspect of that film. And also I think what makes it my favorite film of all time is not just the film itself, which is fantastic, but it's the behind the scenes, the actual act of filmmaking. That's what intrigued me. The troubles and tribulations that Steven Spielberg had to go through to make that film just intrigued me, and I wanted to know more. And so I was always that guy who watched behind the scenes. I would buy a DVD, I'd watch the movie, and then I'd dive deep into behind the scenes stuff to figure out every little intricate detail of, what happened, during the filming of this movie. And that's why I'm a huge fan of Steven Spielberg, because he's had a roller coaster of a career, and he's definitely a director who will venture into anything. He's not set on one specific topic. His first mainstream film was a film called Duel, which came out, I believe, in 1973. It was about a truck, about a guy who gets drives a big rig and just, pretty much hunts this dude down, and it's wild. And then he did Jaws, and then Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and E.T., Indiana Jones series, The Color Purple. He directed The Color Purple. A lot of people don't know that Steven Spielberg directed that film. It's so beautiful, and he respects the art of filmmaking, and making sure that certain stories are put out there. He directed Schindler's List the same year he directed Jurassic Park. Like, it's wild how differently those films are, but they're made by the same man. So, but yeah, I've been a huge film nut for pretty much my entire life. Useless information in my head at all times about films, about actors, about, certain things. My brain doesn't work as well as it used to, but I still have a lot of that useless information up in my head. But yeah, I love movies. And that's why, I decided to, I remember talking to my brother a while back. We started this back in May, but we had this idea in our head for a couple years about starting something like this. And when we started, it was just me and him, and we actually had Dan and Angela on as guests because we were doing the Monsterverse, and they're huge kaiju Godzilla fans, so of course you have to have them on. We've also brought another guest on for a couple other movies, another Godzilla head, Umbreon Untamed. He was a great guest for 2 of our episodes during the Monsterverse time, and it was a lot of fun trying to figure out what we were as a show, what we were going to do, and we're still figuring it out. We're only 29 episodes in. You see all these other podcasts out there that are hundreds upon hundreds of episodes in, and how silky smooth they are. And I don't look at them and get discouraged or get down on myself like, man, they are so much better than me. No, because we started in May. It's not something that happens overnight. You got to put the work in and put the content out there and kind of brainstorm on different ways you can go about it. Like, the way we do the show now may not be the way we do the show 6 months from now, or even a couple months from now. It's really, you have to evolve to get yourself in a certain space where you also want to be different than others. You don't want to be the same type of show. That's always the goal, is to try to get yourself to be different than others, even though as of right now, we're very influenced by other shows and how they do their shows. But at some point, we'd like to make sure that when people come to our channel and watch us, they're like, I don't think I've ever watched a film podcast like Dissect That Film. It's the same way, an awesome podcast that I've been listening to that Dan and Angela, they're friends with the creator. It's called Remember the Game. It's an awesome retro gaming podcast by Adam Blank. He's hilarious. He is super knowledgeable in everything he talks about, but he does things that he does things on his show that you don't see on other shows. And that's where we want to be. That's what we want to become at some point down the road. Also, check out Remember the Game, amazing retro gaming podcast. He does all sorts of games, but it's just the way he runs his show is just fantastic. I know you can find him on any podcast service, also on YouTube as well. Got to show the love to these amazing shows. Awesome work. I've been listening lately to Movie Dumpster, a fantastic movie podcast. Epic Film Guys. Of course, Dead Meat. That is right now it's my favorite. I love Dead Meat. Very much influenced by them. Kind of funny. And their film podcasts are fantastic. It's a lot of love. All right, so we have rendered this video. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up Audacity. And we'll pull it over. We'll pull it over so you guys can see how I go about this. So this is Audacity. I don't do anything on this. Literally don't do much on this. This is the most simple thing ever. So you go over to File, you go down to Open, and you're going to find, so my video is, of course, this one is just called Remakes. So we go down to where it says Remakes. We can literally hit Open, and it uploads. It will. What it's doing is it's taking the video form, and it's gonna. Once it's done loading, it just pulls the audio out of it. And what we're gonna do, because this was an MP4, meaning video and audio, we're gonna make this into an MP3. Once this is all done. So now it's pulled up the audio. So pretty much we're going to go back up to File. We're going to go over to Export, and we're going to export to MP3. And then what you have to do is you have to kind of make up your own little, it gives you like information and stuff you got to put. So I'll show you. So it gives you like artist name. We're dissect that film. This is really, I don't even think this is necessary, but I just do it for my own, for organization on my files. Another thing that I recommend that I haven't done yet, but I'm going to, is get a backup hard drive to save all of your shows, just in case the hard drive you currently use were to crash or burn out or whatever and you lose everything. You don't want to do that. I've almost deleted my entire thing, all of my episodes on accident. Thank God I was able to get them back. I just accidentally moved them to another location. So the track title is Remakes. Album title is Dissect. Sorry, I am not a good typer. Dissect That Film Podcast. The track title is going to be, or track number is 29, because this is episode 29 of the show. So we're going to hit OK on that. And then what it's going to do is this is going to make our file. And then I'll show you guys what I do on Podbean and on YouTube. You guys are going to get a nice up close and personal view on everything that I do here. I might not do the YouTube one just because I'm streaming on YouTube right now. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know if that's going to fuck anything up. So, well, I might just show you what I do on Podbean. Well, once this goes, what we're going to have to do before we even do anything on YouTube is we're going to have to make a new, we're going to have to export another video, but with the MP3 file attached to it. What we do is we upload the video with the audio, we mute the audio from that MP4, put the MP3 audio underneath it, and then it just sounds better to me. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I go a little too far, but I just want to make sure that if people are watching the podcast on YouTube, even if you're not even watching it, if you're just listening to it on YouTube, I want to make sure you guys are getting as best audio as I can give you. I am not as good as some other places that use, XLR mics, and I can get, my, Dan and Ara to sound, crystal clear. It's tough right now. Once I figure all that shit out, then, we'll figure it out, when it'll sound way better. It's one of those things. The podcast is between me and somebody who doesn't live anywhere near me. It's not like I can do a podcast where we're kind of next to each other all the time and I can kind of figure things out as we go, but someday someday. All right, so that is done. We're gonna just minimize that just in case, because I always get sketched out. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a new project, and what we're gonna do is go here. We go back, I go into my files, and we're gonna go down to where it said we're right here, remakes, and then we're gonna go back in here and we're gonna go back to podcasts, and we have our audio files, and we go down to where it says remakes. We open that and pretty much just drag that down. Also, a thing that I have to, something I have to figure out is if the video form of something was recorded in 1080p 30 frames per second, make sure to do the project at 30 frames per second. Don't have it at 60 frames. So like the intro I had made for my Dexter episode, the intro was in 60 frames, but my video was 30 frames, and I accidentally uploaded it at 60 frames, so it's a little bit not the greatest, but that's fine. It's one thing. It's not the worst thing. As long as the audio sounds good, then I'm good. All right, so we got our video, and then we're gonna put our audio right underneath it. And what we're gonna do is you click on the video, you right click on you right click, and then hit mute, and it mutes that entire audio. And then what I do is I usually only play a few. I'll play a little bit of it just to make sure that I can hear it, so the audio is working. There, you guys get to see the new intro for the podcast. As of right now, it's gonna change down the road. And then yeah, that's good. So what we're gonna do is we're going to export once again. So we're gonna name this one Remakes HD and export. And then we wait for that to go. So while that's going on, let's drag over this, and we're going to upload our episode of the show. Actually, before I do that, let me just do something real quick here. All right, what we need to do is so we're good with that. Let's go back over here. So we're on Podbean right now. This is my this is where I upload my I upload the podcasts onto this site, and then once I set the release date, once that release date hits, it sends it out to all the podcast services. So right now we are on Spotify, we're on Google Podcasts, iTunes, aka Apple Podcasts, and other podcast services, which I didn't even know we went on to. But yeah, we're on those as of right now. If there is a podcast service that you listen to, so if you listen to like iHeartRadio or Pandora, I can try to get it on there. Just let me know. We've been getting a lot of downloads from like just off of like desktop apps like Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome. So, but let me know. Let me know if it's something you guys would be interested in. So we go up to episodes, we go to our episode list, and this shows all of our wonderful episodes that we've had. We have our TV dissections, we have our spoiler dissections, which I might change the name of that show going forward. I saw a title of something and it sounded really cool, and I just wanted to put my own twist to it for new release videos or new release movies that we do reviews on. Right now, it's called Spoiler Dissections, but it might change. You guys are getting all the scoops here. So we go here. We're going to choose our file, which is remakes. And then we are going to name our my favorite part of this. Mother. Wait, did I write it down somewhere? All right. Fun stuff. Ah! Oh, Mr. C, you need to come with us. Thank you. All right, so we got all of that set up. I don't do ads on my... I don't want to. I don't feel it's necessary as of right now. So I schedule my episode, so I could release it today, but I'm not going to. We release every Friday, so we're going to schedule our episode, and I always release them every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, of course. So if you are on the west side of the country or in Canada on the west side or wherever, you're going to get yours at 6 in the morning. It'll go live. Oh, that's cool. I love when I don't hit save because this thing, for some reason, is... There we go. That's what I wanted. All right. So 11:19 at... Not at 3:45. Okay. Why is that saying 45? Oh my god, this drives me nuts. Sometimes Podbean likes to break on me. There we go. So we change that, and then we just go down to... There we go, stupid. And then... we schedule our episode. And so that episode will be live tomorrow at 9 a.m. So we'll move that over to see where our download is for our YouTube version of the video. So actually, we're going to open up another tab for YouTube. What we're gonna do actually is we're gonna go to our we can go to where we just typed everything out because we don't really need a crazy amount of things to write. All right, we're almost done downloading or uploading this this new video, and then we will do our YouTube upload, which will probably take forever since we're streaming. But hey, whatever. All right, so it is done, meaning we're gonna go back over to here so you guys can see. So here's our page. 32 subs. Thank you so much for all that love. And we're gonna go to manage videos. We got all of our videos here. What we're gonna do is we go up to create and we go to upload videos. We're gonna go to select files and we're going to do our brand new HD version of our video, which it remakes HD. We're gonna do that. You guys can see my title. Oh, or I'm just gonna erase everything. That's cool. And paste. Then we gotta fix this because it's so they always make it so freaking separated. Oh, fuck. Upload our thumbnail, which our thumbnail is in our downloads, which I have to move. We have our newest thumbnail, which I like this one the best. But there we are. And this is gonna be a new playlist. We're actually gonna make a new playlist for this. So this is gonna be our topic episodes. Oh god. Of course they're gonna be public. No, these are not made for kids. No. Not made for children. So yeah, so pretty much that's what you do, and you just wait for it to upload, and then of course it has to go through, you know, YouTube has to make sure there's no copyrighted stuff in it, and hopefully the thumbnail doesn't do that. But yeah, it has to upload, do its checks for copyright stuff, and then yeah, and then I'll set a release date for tomorrow, and that's it. That's the whole process. Nothing crazy, nothing hard. I'm an idiot when it comes to computers and software and doing stuff like this. Like I wasn't doing this, you know, before September around like yeah, September was when we started doing when I started the YouTube, it started doing some editing and stuff. So it hasn't been that very long of me doing this, and I'm slowly learning new things, but it's been a lot of fun. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me today and watching. It's I don't know how often I'm going to be doing YouTube, live streaming on YouTube. I just wanted to give it a go. We do have a Dissect That Film Twitch that we've been streaming on, so if you want to follow that, I would appreciate that. Also, make sure to sub to the YouTube. If you haven't subbed to our YouTube and you like movie podcasts, please hit that sub. They're free. Also, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I don't have anything on TikTok, but we have a TikTok page. It's all Dissect That Film. I'm at Parker Dissects on Twitter. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you, everybody. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.